When I jumped through the mirror, I didn't pause to think of how I would go about landing on the other side. I could feel myself tumbling through the darkness. Well, at least we landed here. We didn't pass out or anything. Ah! Then the darkness lit up and I landed hard on my butt. Ow! I clutched my aching tushy. What awaited me here in this new world? Ah, we're at Kaguya's now, eh? Okay. Did Red make it?
Eureka! What happened?
I heard the sound of someone racing up a staircase, and then a familiar figure ran into the room. Oh, hi, Kaguya. It was my servant from Cinderella's world. Stopped my heart already. He raced over to me, face white as a sheet.
Did you fall? Are you hurt anywhere?
I'm okay. Ow, ow, ow! I tried to get up, but my tailbone twinged in protest.
Just stay still. Should I call a doctor? No need, I suppose. For now, let's get you to your room and take a look at you.
He slid an arm under my legs. What? The next thing I knew, I was in midair. So strong. Whoa! On the verge of losing my balance, I flung my arms around his neck to anchor myself. Oh, he calls her my princess. Oh wait, I don't remember that. Was that a thing in his route? Is this a new thing now that we're like together? 'Cause I'm weak to that.
Hold tight for just a moment, my princess.
What? I shrieked as he kissed me on the forehead. Stop, I'm weak again. Seriously, what kind of shoujo manga is this? Hey, where are we going?
I'm taking you to your room to have a look. Can't strip you in the middle of the hall, now can I? Wouldn't want just anyone getting an eyeful of your naked body.
Strip me? Naked? This shoujo manga is getting a little PG-13. In my shock, I shouted a little too loudly. He pressed his forehead to mine.
Shh, Eureka. You mustn't make too much noise.
Oh, okay. His husky voice made me falter. What happened to Red? Did he die in the darkness? My boy, where did you go? Carrying me bridal style, he brought me into the same bedroom I woke up in back in Cinderella's world. Then he gently laid me down onto the bed. Thank you?
You're very welcome.
Also, I just realized he's got his mask again. I thought he gave that to us. When did we give that back to you? Smiling brightly, he leaned forward on the bed. And then...
Now then, Eureka.
He crawled toward me on his hands and knees. Why is this Alice route so spicy with all the other guys? Yes? What is it? I was trapped. Nowhere to run. Like a rabbit. And even if I could run, his intensity had me paralyzed in place. As I cringed into the covers, he leaned in close and hit me with the words I was dreading. That's what you were dreading?
Show me your tummy, Eureka.
What? The period after each word.
Show me your tummy.
Nande! Forget PG-13, this is getting R-rated. The music. This is great.
Either you show me, or I'll take matters into my own hands.
At this demand, I raised both hands in protest. No! Please, stop! Like, yeah, you're super hot and everything, but we're not even dating!
What?
What? Aw, you broke his heart. Eureka, no! After a brief silence, Kaguya moved back and sat down on the bed.
Eureka?
Yes? I stammered under the intense pressure emanating from him.
What do you mean, we're not dating?
Exactly what it sounds like?
Exactly what it sounds like.
His expression was frozen on his face, like a mask. Now he was scaring me in a very different way. Since when was Kaguya like this?
Eureka, do you not fancy me anymore?
No, it's nothing like that.
Then are you upset with me?
He leaned in close again.
Have I done something wrong? I'll fix whatever you don't like about me, so just...
But he grabbed me by the shoulders, but right before anything got X-rated.
Hey! What's going on up here? Everything okay?
At last, two familiar faces arrived to rescue me.
I don't know what I just walked in on. Sorry.
Alas, my saviors promptly turned to leave. Don't go, Cinderella!
Huh?
Cinderella turned back and gave me a funny look. I've been so worried about you all this time. When we fell into the lake and got separated, I always wondered what happened to you. But now I see that you're back at home. As I rambled on and on, his expression turned even more dubious.
Huh?
Oh no, are we doing the huh again?
Not sure I follow, but it's kinda hard to take you seriously when you're... you know.
Ah! At this, Kaguya and I hastily sprang apart. Now let's start over! Cinderella? Do you remember me?
Of course I remember you. You're Eureka Arisu, right?
Yes, that's right! Your fiancé, Eureka Arisu! I beamed.
What? What?
The same word came out of both their mouths, yet they meant it in two very different ways. The blood drained from Cinderella's face as though he had just borne witness to a critical mistake. Confused, I followed his gaze. Then my heart skipped a beat, and not in a good way. I think Kaguya is ready to throw hands.
Cinderella.
Kaguya hopped off the bed and closed in on him.
Yeah?
Cinderella recoiled, looking deeply uncomfortable.
All this time, I was so grateful to you. Not only did you take a stranger like me into your home, but you gave me a job and helped me get together with Poppet. Not once did I ever think you'd betray me like this. Don't get me wrong, you're a good-looking bloke with a sexy voice and all that. I'm sure all the birds love you.
I mean, this is Daisuke, so checks out. Cinderella looked from Kaguya to me and back. Then he waved his hands in front of his chest as though to dismiss the accusations.
Wait! This is a misunderstanding! Right? Or maybe it's a prank. Tell him this is a prank!
But he was asking me to lie, and I couldn't do that. As I sat there in silence, Kaguya backed Cinderella up against the wall.
You really thought you could steal my precious Poppet away from me, eh, Cinderella? And how are you going to make this right? Well, Cinderella?
Kaguya looked like he was ready to grab Cinderella by the collar. But before the situation could escalate any further, Cinderella yelled in his face.
She's not my girlfriend or fiancé or anything else! She's dating you!
What? Now it was my turn to be shocked. What's going on here? I am? I asked timidly.
That's what I thought, at least. Aren't you?
Have we forgotten about Red, who's also our boyfriend? What happened to him? I have so many questions. At last, Snow White spoke up after seemingly trying his hardest to stay out of it. Hold on. I need to clear some stuff up. So you're saying I'm currently dating Kaguya?
Well, That's what I thought was going on in it.
And Cinderella isn't my fiancé.
No! You're my employee, and that's it!
As far as I could tell, the three of them were all dead serious about this. This meant that the Cinderella standing here in this room was not the same Cinderella I'd already met. The backstory's changed? And this time I'm in a world where Kaguya is my romantic partner? Then what about everyone else? Every time I passed through the mirror to a new world, the connections between each character seemed to change. Finally, wait, but where's Red Riding Hood? When I passed through the mirror, I was holding hands with him, but now he was nowhere to be seen. Would he end up where his self is in this world instead? Did he vanish as soon as I arrived here? Because he wouldn't have been in the cafe. He'd be in the woods, maybe? Did we even run into Red and Kaguya's route? I don't think so. As I mulled it all over, I suddenly noticed everyone staring at me in silence. I looked up and took in their expectant faces. Well, I'm still pretty confused, but for now I think I should clear out the misunderstanding. You see, I have amnesia.
Amnesia?
Yeah, so I don't really remember what history we have together, so to speak.
But you know my name.
That's the thing, actually. I pointed squarely in his face. It appears I've come here from a different world. At first I was wandering through the darkness, but then I met a guy named Alice. Then I followed him through the crystal mirror to the looking glass world. There I learned that Cinderella was my fiancé. Then I found Alice again and chased him to a new world. But this time, Cinderella was gone, and I was instead dating a man named Red Riding Hood, and... I was rambling like an utter lunatic. They all stared at me in alarm and disbelief. This was something of a buzzkill, and I slowed to a stop.
Hey, by any chance, did you hit your head on something?
Whatever she's got, it might be terminal.
I'm not lying, I swear! Please believe me! I shouted loudly, hoping desperately that they wouldn't think I was crying wolf for attention.
I believe you.
Kaguya muttered quietly. Well, of course you would, you had amnesia. Thank you, Kaguya!
You believe her? Seriously, bro?
I mean, yeah. I do reckon it sounds like something out of a dream.
He averted his gaze slightly, then looked back at me.
But my Eureka wouldn't joke about having amnesia. Not to me.
It's true.
Right, I guess not.
Good point. That'd be really messed up.
Cinderella and Snow White both agreed with him. Evidently, this world's Eureka Arisu was a trustworthy gal.
Alright, but isn't something kind of fishy here? If this Eureka came from another world, then what happened to ours?
Well...
Not like there's two of you, is there?
Aw, he's like, where's mine? Oh no! Wizard, you better not have killed the extra by accident, please. The next instant, Kaguya dashed from the room like he couldn't bear to stay there a moment longer.
Eureka! Eureka! Where have you gone?
Naturally, we chased after him, but Eureka Arisu was nowhere to be found.
She's gone.
What was she doing before all this happened? She said she had to go fetch something, so she went upstairs.
Okay, so I'm taking the place of where Eureka is in each world as I jump. That would make sense then if that Red's not with us. Hopefully he runs in here at some point.
Well then, this one's probably her. Her memories are just wonky, that's all.
Everyone looked back at me. I don't know what to say. But Alice knows who I am, and I need to hunt him down.
Why Alice, of all people?
I don't know. Wait, so do you guys know him?
Of course we know him. He lives here.
In the same freaking room. Here's hoping the third time's the charm. I can't hear anything inside. I pressed my ear to the door just in case, but couldn't tell for sure if anyone was in there. This time I'd like to ambush him to make sure he doesn't get away, but the door's locked from the inside. Wait, it's not? When I twisted the knob, it opened easily, revealing no one inside. He's not here. Apparently, he wasn't dumb enough to try the same trick over and over.
Where's he gone, then?
I don't know. Well, what now? I was hoping Alice could help me figure out what's going on. I folded my arms in contemplation. Then Kaguya grinned at me.
I've got it. Wait here, Puppet.
He walked out into the hall. Cinderella and Snow White stood outside the room, observing us at a distance.
Cinderella! Snow White!
He addressed the two of them. Cinderella quirked a brow at Kaguya's stoic expression.
What is it?
Puppet and I are going out to find Alice.
Right now?
Right now.
What about the cafe?
I reckon you and Snow White will need to handle it on your own.
Hold on a minute. I get what you're saying, but do you really gotta go looking right this minute? At least wait until tonight.
He had a point. My heart raced as I waited to see how Kaguya would counter.
Oh, 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 oh!
Then, out of nowhere, he doubled over, clutching his cheek.
Huh?
No. All of a sudden, I feel a sharp pain in the spot where you punched me. You punched him?
No, Okay, yeah, I did.
That's ice cold.
Look, man, it was a huge misunderstanding, alright?
Right, yeah. A misunderstanding that sent me flying halfway across the room in it. And your only apology was my bad. Reckon I ought to write to the Labour Board.
Apparently, Cinderella really didn't want a reputation as an evil corporation.
Alright, I get it. You win. You two get your asses out there and go find Alice. That's an order from your boss.
At this, Kaguya straightened his posture.
You mean it? Oh, Cinderella, I knew I could count on you.
Beaming, he slung an arm around Cinderella's shoulders.
Yeah, I guess.
I love those two so much. After getting the answer he wanted, Kaguya shoved Cinderella out of the way and raced back over to me, grinning.
Right then, shall we be off, Puppet?
Oh, okay. If anyone's evil here, it's not the corporation. It's Kagu Bear.
He's not easy to find, is he?
Nope. Together we ran around to all the places Alice was likely to go, but no luck. Then again, our chances of finding him were slim when we didn't even know which direction he went. You know Alice, right, Kaguya?
Of course.
What's he like?
Let's see. Well, he's great at banter. It always amazes me to hear the sorts of things that come out of his mouth.
An accurate assessment, to say the least. No matter what world I'm in, he's always the same. Noticing Kaguya looking at me, I cocked my head at him. Alice seems the same, but what about Kaguya? I mean, yeah, he is definitely different. Come to think of it, you're a bit different from the other Kaguya I've met.
Am I? How so?
Well, you're more flawed, I guess?
Flawed?
I mean, like, you've got a big ego? Or maybe you're just more cunning. No, arrogant? Irreverent? Overbearing? Oh, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I meant to cushion it, but instead I gunned him down point blank.
It's fine.
He smiled stiffly.
You've got the right of it. Despite how I come off, I'm utterly arrogant and greedy as well. The mere mention of another man's name is enough to make me sick.
What?
That said, I'm rather enjoying this midday date if I do say so myself.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose this counts. I went along with it.
Are you hungry, Poppet? Anything you're dying to eat?
Come to think of it, I am pretty hungry.
In that case, shall we grab a bite to eat? Oh, there's the kebab stand. Let's go.
Aw, from our first date. Right! All these feels, good grief. And so we sat down on a bench at the lakeshore and had ourselves a late lunch.
Here you are, Poppet.
Kaguya pulled off the outer layer of his kimono and spread it out on the bench. He's like, hey, remember when we did this? Is it triggering any memories? Apparently, he wanted me to sit on it. Thank you? Then he sat down next to me and pulled out our freshly purchased kebabs.
Just a moment and I'll get them ready.
He slid each piece of meat off its skewer onto a paper plate. How will you respond to this gesture? What does Poppet mean? No, feed him, like before. Oh, I can do that!
What?
I took the plate from him and set about removing the meat from the other skewers. This way it's easier to eat, right? There, all done! Now we had a plate full of kebab meat, unkebabbed. I stabbed one with a fork and held it up to his mouth. Now say, ah!
Oh.
Hesitantly, he bit down on the meat. How is it?
Very nice.
I know, right? Gosh, I feel so pampered. Kaguya was such a gentleman.
Well, you are my girlfriend, after all.
I wanted to correct him and say that his real girlfriend was Yurika Arisa, but I couldn't bring myself to.
Then again, I suppose you're not the same, Poppet.
He lowered his gaze to the ground.
Did you know we've come here and eaten kebabs once before?
Wow, really? I remembered Cinderella telling me something similar. But Kaguya only cared about me because I looked like Yurika Arisa. He didn't actually care about me. Kaguya, you're dating Yurika Arisa, right?
I am indeed.
Do you think that I'm her? I can't remember our history together, so I'm not sure. On the contrary, I have different memories altogether. Do I even still count as Yurika Arisa at this point? He looked at me wordlessly. He wasn't smiling, but he wasn't angry either. His emotional state was inscrutable as he seemed to gaze into my very soul.
Your face and voice are exactly the Yurika Arisa I know. But perhaps you're not the same girl on the inside.
What do you mean?
You don't have the memories we made together. I doubt you remember, but it's thanks to her that I've managed to be myself at all. She pulled off my mask, revealed the real me, and saved me against my will. The Yurika Arisa I know is a ray of light, a brilliant girl with a pretty smile. She fell in love with me, and she healed me.
Well, if I don't remember you and I'm not in love with you, I guess I'm not Yurika Arisa after all.
Complicated, isn't it?
He smiled and tilted his head. Agreed. I nodded, smiling back at him.
Moon dwellers are beautiful, opulent people who never grow old and never have any problems. Perhaps you're a moon dweller, then.
So what you're saying is, I don't belong here.
Right you are. I mean, in all honesty, there are ways I could test to see if you're the real puppet.
Now this I wasn't expecting. There are? Let's test it out.
Right then. Puppet, show me your tummy.
My tummy? Oh, right, because of the wound. It was so sudden, I couldn't help but blink back at him in confusion. I forgot we stabbed ourselves. With that, that's actually a really great idea, Kaguya. Because then we'll know if she's inhabiting the body or if it's an actual separate clone.
Yes, your tummy.
He stared at me intently. But we're outside.
Indeed we are.
I swallowed hard. He was dead serious. Kaguya? If I show you, will you really be able to tell if I'm the same Yurika Arisa?
I will.
Should I do it? If anyone saw me taking my clothes off out here, they'd think something very different was happening. And in broad daylight. At the lake! Scandalous! I scanned the area just in case. But right as I started to pull on my corset strings, I caught a glimpse of something gold glinting in the bushes. Hey, Perv, what you doing over there? Aha!
Uh-oh.
There you are! Alice located!
Oh, crap!
Hastily, I retied my corset. You perv! You should have told me you were there, you pervert!
What? That's the second time you've called me that. Don't compare me to those other horny freaks like the red one or the green one.
I mean, they're part of you, so I am comparing you. You were hiding in the bushes, spying on me. If I hadn't noticed you, you would have seen my naked body.
Oh, spare me the persecution complex. You really think you're that attractive? Typical self-obsessed female.
Then why did you stay quiet? Why did you follow me here? Explain it to me so I can understand.
Well...
Yeah, you don't have a good answer, do you? Huh? He fell silent. Just kidding. I stuck my tongue out at him, then pounced. I've got you this time!
What? Damn it! You distracted me on purpose! That's not fair!
I'm just playing by your rules, punk. Where have you been all this time? I've been looking for you.
Huh. I knew you were looking for me, so I was hiding, obviously. They say the closer you are to something, the harder it is to see it. So I tailed you.
All so you could get a good look at the goods, you peeping Tom.
I didn't see anything. There was no peeping. What about you, huh? What do you think you're doing out here in broad daylight?
Well, Kaguya said he could prove whether I'm really Yurika Arisa.
So you just agreed? How slutty are you? Girls in porn games are more chaste than you goddamn nympho slut!
Then why didn't you stop me? I was so focused on Alice, I kind of forgot Kaguya was there. He looked from me to Alice and back.
Are you two children quite done bickering?
He smiled stiffly. Confronted with our own immaturity, we both fell silent and took a step back to cool down. That said, I still had a firm grip on Alice's hand. Now, let's try again. I spoke in a calm, mature, adult voice. I'm convinced that you're avoiding me on purpose. You remember everything that happened before we got here. You're not one of them. You're like me.
And what of it?
He responded coolly. Don't mess with me! I chased you through the mirror, and now I'm stuck in this mysterious world. They all call me Eureka Arisa, but I don't remember a thing! Tell me, am I really Eureka Arisa? Why is there seemingly a version of me in every world? Quit being a jerk and just tell me!
And if I refuse?
I'll keep asking until you give in. I stepped forward. He took a step back.
As usual, you're a sore loser with no grace whatsoever. Though I can't knock your optimism. But if you can only charge forward, then you better keep your eyes ahead of you.
He shook my hand away, turned, and ran off. That easily, eh? Wait! Alice!
Puppet!
I started to give chase, but Kaguya grabbed my hand. Kaguya, please! I have to go after him. He's going to pass through the looking glass into a different world. As I pleaded with him, he squeezed my hand painfully tight.
Don't go!
Kaguya.
Please, don't go. So what if you're a moon dweller? I'll still love you. Please, don't leave me.
He stared me down as he begged, practically glaring into my eyes. But then his usual soft expression returned.
But you're leaving either way, aren't you?
Yeah.
Then I'll come with you.
I don't think we'll be able to stay together. When I first came to this world, I passed through the mirror with someone else, but he never arrived. So I can't be sure what might happen to you.
I don't care what happens. Anything's better than you leaving me behind.
I fell silent and he continued.
Look, Puppet. I don't know if you're really the girl I love, but I know this. I refuse to let anyone else have you. Not even a fellow moon dweller.
Okay. You can come with me.
Brilliant.
I love this boy. And so we search for the nearest mirror. Here we go. I bet he passed through this one. Kaguya. I looked up at him and he squeezed my hand.
Go on.
Here we go!
I am on my way, honey, happy from down, never go down.